What if you moved to Florida and it was everything that you ever hoped for, but deep down, something just did not feel right? You start second guessing the neighborhood that you chose. You're not sure if you click with the people, and that excitement you had when you signed the contract slowly turns to doubt. I can tell you this, you're not going to see that part on the property brochures, but I promise you it happens a lot. So in today's video, we're going to show you how to avoid that exact scenario. We're going to talk about how and why people wind up in the wrong community, and why most relocation regrets usually come down to this one thing, and how to make sure that you don't move into a place that just does not feel like you. Because Florida is not short on homes, but finding the right fit, well, that's a different story. We see it over and over and over again. People coming to Florida, ready for a new chapter, excited about the weather, the lifestyle, and the slower pace, and then suddenly they hit a wall. And let me tell you this, it's not because they can't find a home, it's because they're drowning in options. So do you pick a gated community? Do you pick a 55 plus neighborhood? How about something near Waterside? How about something near Main Street? What about all those fees? What about new construction? And just under the surface of all those questions lies an even bigger one. What if I choose wrong? What if we move in and it's too quiet, or it's too busy, or the house is too big, or the house is too small? What if we have a hard time meeting people because we chose the wrong neighborhood? Because rest assured, once you sign the contract, once you unpack all of your boxes, there's no easy way out. And that is the fear. That's the low-level anxiety that a lot of people feel during their home search. And from our experience, that is just your gut telling you that it's more than just a beautiful lanai or a lovely swimming pool in your backyard. It's actually about whether or not Lakewood Ranch fits in your lifestyle, and will it actually work for your life? And sadly, most people never slow down enough to figure that out. And unfortunately, a lot of people who are watching this video did not have the opportunity to meet myself or my wife, Jessica. We work with the 941 Lifestyle Group, and we specifically focus on lifestyle matchmaking. How is that different? Well, there's 10,000 real estate agents in Sarasota and Manatee County, and I promise you, every single one of them can help you find a house. And most of them start the conversation off with you. Tell me about the type of house that you want. Now, we don't start the conversation asking you about the house. Yes, of course it's important, and we'll get to that. We start asking more lifestyle questions. What do you see? What do you visualize your day-to-day life looking like? Because guess what? If you say, hey, Adam, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that's 2,000 square feet with a swimming pool. My budget is somewhere around $600,000. I can find you a home in about 15 neighborhoods. That does not help you. And it certainly doesn't help us find the right neighborhood that's a perfect fit and a perfect match for the lifestyle that you foresee yourself living. So we dig deeper and ask those lifestyle questions that are important to you. Do you need to be in a gated community? Do you like to play pickleball? Are you going to play pickleball 3 days a week, 4 days a week? Do you like golfing? Do you need to be in a golf community? Do you like social events? Those are lifestyle questions, because we can find you a house. It's finding you the right house in the right neighborhood. So here are just a few of the things that we have learned over the past decade or so, helping buyers just like you find the right home in the right neighborhood that's the perfect match for you. All right, in no particular order, shift number 1, stop starting with the house. Everybody starts with filters, right? You go on Zillow, you look for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, 2,250 square feet. But here's the truth. That is not the part that makes or breaks your relocation. Because the real question is, how do you want to live once you get here? Like, what does your ideal day really look like? Not the version that sounds good in theory, but the version you'll actually live every day. So ask yourself some of these questions. Are you somebody who likes to be social, or do you like to keep to yourself? Are you somebody who wants to spend your mornings at the gym, or is it better for you to be on the lanai just reading a book? Do you want to have the golf cart lifestyle, or are you somebody who wants to walk to the coffee shop every day? From our experience, if you don't start off asking those type of questions, your move starts off course right from the start. All right, shift number 2, don't assume that 55 plus equals happiness. We hear this all the time. We're thinking about 55 plus community. It's probably the best, right? Maybe, maybe not, but there is a huge difference between a lifestyle that's structured and active and one that's highly pressured, maybe a little cliquey, one that's not aligned with your pace. We have definitely had people tell us that they felt like the new kid in high school. They loved the setup, but they hated the vibe. Some thought it would be their forever neighborhood until it wasn't. I just can't make this up. No matter where I am, matter what time of day it is, constant noise pollution. This is Lakewood Ranch. And that's what people are not talking about. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. And there are definitely some fantastic non-age restricted communities in Lakewood Ranch that offer the same amenities without the cultural baggage, more diversity in age, more energy, more flexibility. And for some, that just feels like freedom. So don't just default to 55 plus communities just because you're over 55. Ask yourself, do I want an age-based structure or a lifestyle-based fit? That's what matters more. And I can promise you there's only 3 55 plus communities in Lakewood Ranch, and you definitely have lots of other options. Okay, shift number 3, the Amenity Mirage. Because let's be real, every community looks amazing online. Pools, tennis courts, fitness centers, pickleball, lifestyle directors, and events every single week. But here's the truth that nobody tells you. Most people only use about 10 or 20% of what's available online. Now, of course, I'm not talking to you, but you're thinking probably right now, yeah, I'm gonna go to everything. But guess what? Life happens. What does that mean? Visitors come, you find your own rhythm, and then suddenly you're paying $400 or $500 a month in HOA fees for pickleball courts that you never use. So pause and ask yourself, are you actually gonna go to the clubhouse? And are you paying for features that you like or features that you'll actually use? Because from our experience, this is where regret really shows up. Not because you picked the wrong house, it's because you fell for the idea of a lifestyle that you never really wanted. All right, moving on. Shift number 4, ask better questions. Let me say that again. Ask better questions, because otherwise you're depending on your real estate agent to ask you those questions. And I can tell you, most of them, the vast majority, they're not asking you questions beyond how much is your budget? Are you pre-approved? You said you wanted 3 bedrooms and a pool? Yeah, those don't really count. Now, we have worked with people who have toured 12, 15, 20 communities before meeting us and still left feeling unclear. And why, you ask? Because nobody ever helped them ask the right questions. Like, what's the neighborhood like on Tuesday at 6 p.m.? Do people wave when they're out and about, walking through the neighborhood or walking their dog, or do they stay to themselves? This is a great one. Is this a second home neighborhood where people live 6 months out of the year here? This is a great question. Is traffic this bad all year or only in season? Can we see ourselves living here not only this year, but for the next 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years? And guess what? Zillow can't answer those questions for you. And most real estate agents won't slow down enough to ask you those questions. But these are the questions that give you clarity. And these are the questions that help you avoid waking up in 6 months saying to yourself, did I make a mistake? Hey, before I move on to shift number 5, do us a big favor. Drop a comment down below. Let us know where you're watching from. Shift number 5, and one of my favorites, not all real estate agents are built for this. And this is where things get very frustrating. Because like I said, you have over 10,000 real estate agents between Sarasota and Manatee County. And guess what? Most of them are not trained to help you with this type of decision. Now, of course, they're gonna send you listings, ask you your price range, they're gonna book some showings, but that's not what you need. You need more than that. You need somebody who understands that you're not just buying a home, you're buying a lifestyle that you'll have to live in every day. Let me say that again. You're buying more than just a house, you're buying a lifestyle. And at the 941 Lifestyle Group, that is the entire premise of how we differentiate ourselves from all the other real estate agents out there. It literally is the entire foundation on how we work. We don't just sell houses, we help people figure out what actually fits. What do you value? How will you thrive? Where will you thrive? What kind of people do you want to be around? And then we show you the neighborhoods that match that, not just the ones that look good on paper. Okay, ready? Shift number 6. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. So if you've been researching and it still feels like you're spinning your wheels, that's not a sign that you're doing it wrong. It's just a sign that the process you're using is not built for people like you. Because this move is not just a real estate decision, it's emotional, it's personal, and it's permanent. Well, semi-permanent. And the longer you wait to ask yourself these questions, the more at risk you are of waking up in a gorgeous home in the wrong place. Now, I can tell you from experience, you definitely do not need more options. You need somebody who can help you rule things out. That's what creates momentum. That's what builds confidence. I've said it before, and I will keep saying it. Most relocation regrets come down to one thing. The neighborhood did not match the life they wanted to build. I don't know about you, but that's pretty profound. I'm going to repeat it twice. The neighborhood did not match the life they wanted to build. Yes, they wound up with a beautiful house, but it was far from what really mattered. It was too structured, Maybe too isolated, too seasonal, too quiet. Maybe it was just too chaotic. And once you realize that, there's no easy fix. And sadly, that's the reality for a lot of people. And that is why we take this process so seriously. That is why we call ourselves lifestyle matchmakers first, before we call ourselves real estate agents. Because rest assured, any one of those 10,000 real estate agents can find you a house. So the good news for those of you watching this, you don't have to go through that. Because when you choose lifestyle first, everything else matches up. You move in with confidence. You build new routines faster. You connect with people more easily. And that's the difference between living somewhere and loving where you live. Again, that's the difference between living somewhere and loving where you live. Okay, so if you are in the early stage of a move, if you're excited but you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're scrolling through listings and you're thinking to yourself, I don't even know where to begin, let's fix that. We have built a short discovery process that helps you get clear before you even step into a model home. It's simple, it's personal, and it works. We are the 941 Lifestyle Group, and this is what we do. We help you move smarter with more confidence and fewer regrets. You can scan this QR code or you can check out the description down below. We have a link to our calendar. Also in the description down below, we're gonna have some links to homes for sale, as well as our Lakewood Ranch relocation guide. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure you stick around, you watch that video. We'll see you next time, everyone.